Back in November, the Lions lost a shootout in their first matchup against the Vikings. Can Minnesota do it again? Find out next on Madden Football.
A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their 6'6" quarterback.
And it'll be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterback shake-off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
He'll be trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
2nd and 6.
Operating from the gun, David. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving. And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Back to throw again. That's caught by the tight end, Harrison Bryant. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
24-yard gain on the play.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Here we go.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. but there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an
And
interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
On first down, Blair. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot, but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. Boy, the pursuit there, terrific from the linebacking core.
Oh, it certainly was, because so many times on an option play, you'll see a linebacker make a beeline for the quarterback and then zip, one cut, and he's grasping at air. But this time, he locked in on him the whole way, took an excellent angle, and his grasp came up with the quarterback.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And working out of the gun here, Walker. He's got Smith here. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a fourth down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Lions will take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. 2nd and 10. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming. Back to throw. David. He's going to look deep down the field. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 22. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the back end of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play cornerback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play. On 2nd down, it's Blair. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. On second down now, it's Blair, and they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
They'll run on first down. Blair runs over him, and all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
On second and goal, Walker, and it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. And Detroit back in possession of the football. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for Detroit.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver, and as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up for the first and goal.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Leads to second and goal.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's third and goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal. From the gun, David. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
On second down, it's Blair. Room past the 20. And they will finally get him down at the 28. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Charles, when you talk about free safeties, I think one word comes to mind, range. And we saw an example of a rangy free safety right there.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Walker now.
He finds McCoy. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
Walker's throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
On 1st and 10, Walker. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. For these two division rivals, the schedule maker gave them a couple of second-half meetings this year. They met for the first time back in Week 11, and it was the Vikings who won that one on the road, so they'll look for the sweep here in Minneapolis.
He finds his man, complete. That's Blair. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. They get 6. That'll leave him with 3rd and 4.
He's had success running the football. This is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4.
To throw is Walker.
And he fires one, but incomplete.
We've seen him catch a few passes out the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Walker.
That's to his running back, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th.
Everyone gears up for 3rd down, talks about the importance.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Looking to throw on 2nd down. David, open man is Myers. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st down, David. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The final shot before break. David got his man complete over the middle. It's Myers. So a touchdown, and just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Second down and 7. Off the play fake. Walker.
He'll buy some time right. Looking for Watkins, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Monty Rice.
And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. I know it appeared he was saying, hey, give me the football, I'm open, but I don't know if that's a pass that he should have thrown there.
Well, I don't think we've ever met a wide receiver that doesn't think he is open or is about to be open.
True.
So when you throw your hand up in the air and tell your quarterback, hey, I'm available, he's trying.
And in for the Lions touchdown. David Njoku, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Throwing again on second down. Walker.
That's complete to his running back, Jefferson.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Walker looking to throw on 4th down.
And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. He will have a first down here at about the
40. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll try the left side. Blair. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
And now before the ball changes hands, I'm going to take a look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play, ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
And some play callers, when they go into games, they don't mind calling a lot of screens, and they don't care what down. They were maybe one block away from really having something there to start this drive. Good job defensively to cut through the blockers and make the tackle on the screen, and that could have gone for maybe 15 or 20 yards.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
On first down, it's Blair, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. 6 yards left on second down.
Well, the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. With the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to lead the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this ball game here in the final moments of the third quarter. They'll go in for 2. They'll kick the point after. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the 4th quarter. Here's 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, David throwing the out route incomplete. That's Myers. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Looking to throw. David. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
1st and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. David. He's got Njoku, his big tight end.
Let's go.
These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now here's a throw that's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
To throw on second down, David, and incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
To throw on third down, David. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to roll him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this fourth quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ballgame. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Walker's throw there taken in by Smith.
And they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Blair. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. He has been terrific today, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Running flawless 2-minute drill right here. This has been quarterbacking 101 with a flourish.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. They'll keep it on the ground. Blair, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. For the lead, here Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. He takes it across for a touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow, wow, wow. I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
A score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll start things out at the 25.
So now the Lions down by 4, 36 seconds remaining. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Completes to Njoku. And some room to work. And he takes this almost to midfield. So they needed a pretty good size play, and they got it. He's back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Carroll. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. They'll look to throw. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds.
How many people watching this one right here gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
From the 6. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Vikings now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Complete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And did he catch it? He did! A touchdown! One of the most improbable finishes in recent history. They've won it on the final throw.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right, they got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed.